Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 497.
The sexiest podcast on the network.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure everyone's tuning in because they want to hear the recap of Valentine's Day.
Oh
From
my
both of
god,
us.
I forgot to queue up all my good Valentine's Day fucking sound effects. I
From the
mean, I
movie?
got this one.
More seductive than sex.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
That might be it. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, I guess this could, god damn it, switch to music tab. I guess this could, in theory, be a Valentine's Day sound.
69.
Maybe.
Oh,
I got
man.
nothing.
Yeah. I always find it funny on social media, on Valentine's Day, because it's like there's a large swath of, ladies like showing, here's the flowers or here's all the things that, the guy got for her and whatever. And,
Right.
and that's cool, whatever. I don't begrudge anybody celebrating it. I've never cared. Like for me, it's always been like, if I'm with a person and it's a big deal to them, I'll make a deal out of it. But if
Right.
they don't care, then I don't really care, So, but then there's also, of course, that large group of, like, meh, Valentine's Day, it's made up, meh, and I love, there was a tweet that I saw this year that was like, Valentine's a made up holiday, and it's like, unlike all those other holidays just roaming around in the wild.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Those ones we found carved in the trees when
Yeah.
we came to this country.
Right. I know what
Yeah.
they're saying is that it was, completely made up to sell stuff. It wasn't with any other real intention behind it, but it still made me laugh because there's just so many people, and I get it, like if you're single, like especially if you've been single for a while, seeing everybody and their mom posting like, here's all these, flowers and candies and this and that's that I got. And it's like, yeah, I don't care, cramming them up your ass.
No fucks given.
Yeah, I understand you become a little bitter about it. So, I've been there.
It's like, like the oh my God, look at these flowers that somebody sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, I can see your handwriting. No.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not against, if someone wants to send themselves flowers, go for it. I don't think it's, like pathetic at all. Like if you get them and it makes you happy, who cares, right?
Whatever, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. My favorites are always when it gets closer to Valentine's Day and you start, you go to the stores and you see people like, like you see guys walking up and down the Valentine's Day stuff aisles where it's clean picked over,
Right.
and they're just like, oh man, you can just see, cause it's like, yeah, this is where having that, that ability to pick out a good gift in your back pocket is very useful because you can't just go the easy route and be like, oh, here's a cute teddy bear and candy, because it's like all they got left are like asshole flavored chocolate and I don't know, not even teddy bears, but some ungodly ugly animal, that's all that's left.
Like a teddy pig or something.
I mean, those might be cute, a pig and a teddy.
That would be cute, maybe.
Like if it was a
But
bunkie.
do you really want to give a stuffed pig to your lady?
probably
Like,
not.
oh, this is what you think of me.
Like, yeah, I think of
I'm a
bacon.
pig.
I like your bacon, girl.
Mm-hmm. Like that Boston butt.
Let me at them loins.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, I was in Target on, I think around it was like the 12th or something like that, and I saw that poor dejected guy looking through the stuff there, and I mean they were picked over, and I was like, oh buddy, like pull something out of your pocket that your girl's really been wanting, or your guy, I guess. I'm whatever.
You're better off taking a hit and going to like Godiva.
Yeah, right. Like at least if you swing and you miss, at least you're still delivering something that's.
Like a little high end and shit.
Yeah, like versus, like we said, oh, I got you a stuffed human centipede, and it's like.
Yeah, oh, that's adorable. The only thing
Meanwhile-
I could find at the store was this little pink clit tickler.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Perfect.
That's adorable.
Yep.
So I was just sitting here looking it up because I was curious because, that was kind of how I was always like, it was like, it's a Hallmark holiday. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Why should you have one day to celebrate love?
Right. I
Give
celebrate it.
holidays.
I celebrate it year round, baby. Yeah.
It was actually it celebrates Saint Valentine from Christian and all that shite Catholics, but apparently, like the Catholic Church liked to do back in the day, they threw this holiday in right around the same time where the pagans were doing this celebration called Lupercalia, which is a fertility festival.
Oh, well, that's understandable then that they were like, we need a PG version of this.
Yes. So yeah, apparently that's kind of where it started from, was them going, we can't have them basically fucking in the streets and hitting each other with goat hides. That's what it says would happen.
I don't understand why not. Sounds like a good time, right?
right? So yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. The old fertility festival.
Yeah.
Way to go, Catholic Church. Way to make it unsexy.
I just feel like instead of whining and bitching about it on social media, if you're at that point, it's like just shut up. You know, just let people don't yuck their yum, as the phrase goes. You know,
You know, that's been my stance on social media for a while now.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Because
anytime
your
I see
favorite social media,
I'm like, ugh.
I was gonna say your favorite social media is one that just got shut down. And I don't mean like real quick. I don't mean like Parler, because you know.
Oh, I did.
Oh.
You see my flannel? You see my beard, Brian?
Oh boy, things just got awkward. Yeah.
Oh God! Actually, I just saw on social media the other day someone that I used to work with was like, "Yay, Parler's back!" I was like, "Oh God, you're one of those."
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Speaking of
Who
social
knew?
media things, have you seen Clubhouse or heard of it?
No,
No?
I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Apparently, it's an audio only platform that a bunch of originally. I don't know if it's still this way, but originally it was invite only.
Okay.
As I think they were kind of beta testing it via invite only, and most of the people who were invited, of course, were like, you know, Elon Musk and, you know, that level of people, celebrities.
Drop in audio chat.
Because, you know, of course, if you're doing a new product, if you can get celebrities to endorse it, it'll help you launch it, right? That's just smart. But I also saw some people that were complaining because it's like, well, you know, what about hearing impaired people? How did they...
Oh, they fucked.
Yeah, like, so I've seen some, like, hearing impaired people that are kind of like, please don't contribute to this, you know, because this is completely shutting us out, basically. And I was like, wow, you know, it's something that I'm sure wasn't the intention upon making it, but here we are, you know.
Yeah, I mean...
And I don't know how you fix that, because you can't have a Braille version, because you're not going to be able to feel it on your phone or something. But I've seen people using it to where they just have their phone set somewhere. And like you said, there's just like a drop in, drop out. And it's weird to me because different social medias have tried to do the audio only thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, what was that one that was like the walkie-talkie one?
Oh,
You used to use it with your kids because it was convenient for that sake.
yeah, I don't remember what it's called anymore, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I used it for a while for a group I was in because you literally couldn't type fast enough in that group. It was just wit at, you know, there were some witty people in there and we just never stopped. So so it was great for that. But they all seem to die, you know, because
I mean, people don't want to talk. They don't want to. Like,
Right.
I don't want to hear my voice.
right. Well, and you can't always talk. Whereas you can
Right.
kind of sneaky text, like at work and while you're
Yeah,
driving
exactly.
and doing things you shouldn't be doing, you know, or doing it while you're doing something else.
Well, it's like for some reason on the old TikTok-y, the one like all the rage is, you know, people making TikToks and they'll have the old like computer talk, and it's like, what would you do
Oh,
if
yeah.
this happened to you? And it's like, why are you doing? And I asked Leah because she's more, you know, more
Younger.
of a black belt at that than I am.
Just say the word younger, Tony.
Yes, she's younger.
Right.
And I'm like, Leah, I'm like, what is the deal with that? Because it's annoying.
Yeah.
She's like, well, you know, not everyone wants, you know, to use their own voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is a stupid trend? It must go.
I mean,
I was ready to fight it.
maybe they're just all doing bad Stephen Hawking impersonations.
I mean, if they're doing it with that intent, I'm down.
Probably not, though.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's I haven't heard about it until you brought it up. I went to their homepage and it says it's still opening. You can get in it if someone in it invites you.
Okay, so it's still invite only then. Okay.
Yeah. But it's like honestly, I'm not really interested. I got enough problems.
No, I'm not either. I
You know?
don't care. And the last thing I want to do is, you know, like you said, it's like the beauty of some of the others is I can interact without having to talk. So I'd prefer that. It's just like I've been in like Twitter groups or Instagram chats where people will keep posting audio files and I almost never listen to them because
Right.
I'm just like, That's not what this platform is for.
Like I'm welcome to read what you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. I get that sometimes
Well,
too.
again, because you're not always somewhere you can push play and listen.
Exactly.
You know?
That's exactly it. I like look at it. I'm like, maybe I'll go back and listen to that, and I usually don't.
Right. Same here.
Yeah, because it's just like I get them when I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm not supposed to be on my phone anyway.
Right. Yeah.
But two, I'm like, I can't hear that shit in here.
What?
You know?
I feel like where you work would be quiet all the time.
Yeah. It's a constant like basically.
Well, and that's just
depending on where you're at.
I was saying that's just you.
Yeah, exactly.
Rage screaming all day long, like you as soon as like you picture like the old cartoon with the what was it, the dog and the whatever, you know how they go and punch in on their way walking up, they're friendly, then they punch in and then they're enemies all day until then they punch out and then they're friends again.
Dog and the wolf.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And you just picture that to where you walk up, you're in such a great mood, everyone's, hey Tony, hey, how's it going, you know, you're there's that guy, you know, and then you literally punch in, and just from the second that it punches you in, you're just like all day until you walk up, punch out, and then you stop.
All right, later, see you guys tomorrow.
Hey. And you're not the only one, like everyone who comes up doing it, you know.
I mean, internally, I'm pretty sure
right.
Everyone in my work does.
That's pretty much what I figured.
Yeah.
I think that's most people at work, though, is kind of that feeling.
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know what else is gross?
What's up?
This fucking weather that's just fucking the whole country.
Oh, you mean snowpocalypse?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's literally, it's kicking the whole country's ass pretty much.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Yeah.
It's rough, buddy.
And again, you know, I know you can always pull the worst, you know, there's, you know, it could be worse scenarios, but it still sucks, you know.
I mean, one thing I have to say, though, is my work called me off today, and that was cool.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snow day.
That's exactly what it was. I was like, oh, shit.
Again, I'm picturing Tony on the phone, like, you know, getting the voicemail from work or whatever. Like, you know, hey, Tony, stay home today. You know, I don't know why the guy talks like that, but he does. And as soon as you set the phone down, I just picture you immediately reaching for the Baileys for your coffee, you know? Like,
well, I found out last night, which was nice. Because then I was like, oh, cool. I stayed up a little bit later, played some Skyrim again. Okay. I'm playing Skyrim again, by the way.
Right.
And it was like, it's funny, though, because my boss, like, I'm in a couple group chats of coworkers.
Yeah.
So I like, it was like chatter was going around, but my boss actually called, left me a voicemail because, you know, at a certain time my phone goes into do not disturb mode, which is nice.
Right. About 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then like one of the dudes I talk with in one of these groups this morning was like, he's like, man, I'm so glad you guys like told me about not having work today because nobody called me.
Oh man, that would suck.
It's like,
clear your driveway, your car, get all the way there to find out it's closed.
Exactly.
Even if it's a 2-minute drive, still, you know.
It's still bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be pissed.
Oh, man.
I would probably just sit there and wait for someone to come in. Just on the clock the whole time, ready to kill.
Oh, seriously.
I'd be setting up shit like John Rambo. Fucking punji pits. And,
yeah.
I don't know, weights on vines. I don't know where a vine came from.
I don't know where you'd be getting all that stuff either, but
I'd figure it out.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out today because last night I got up and I'm walking through the house and I'm like, man, it's cold in here. And I was like, well, you know, at the time I think the weather app was saying it was like felt like -2 outside because of the wind and everything.
Exciting.
And I was like, well, that'll explain it then. You know, where I live doesn't hold heat real well. And I'm like, it's so cold and windy, it's probably just the furnace is having a hard time keeping up, you know?
Right.
So I get woken up today and my mom's like, hey, I need you to help me clear a path. You know, someone's coming out to look at the furnace. She's like, it's not blowing hot air.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that
Good
explains
timing
it.
for that, too.
Yeah. Luckily, the house was, last night, when I looked at the thermostat, it was saying it was like 66, which is fine. You know, especially for me, I'm like, this is not terrible, you know.
Right.
But today it got colder. I don't know
All
what
that
it got
wind,
to.
too, was probably just like
Yeah.
leeching the heat out of
Right.
it. And
So it was definitely colder today because when I got up, I'm like, oh, I'm like, walking around the house. I'm like, I gotta go put my slippers on,
like,
So
shit,
it's-
it is crisp in this
yeah,
mug.
like I might get a hoodie, and so the guy comes out and turns out we have there's like a what do you call it, like a vent for the furnace that's on the roof, and if it gets covered in snow as a safety feature, the furnace won't blow hot.
Makes sense. It
Which
doesn't
is-
back up like
right,
carbon monoxide and
right,
shit. Yeah.
which is a very good feature, but also sucks because basically the guy came out today and looked at the furnace and all that, and he was like, well, and my mom mentioned this happened before, and that they put a bigger vent on it because they said that the vent that was originally put on there is small. So they
Right.
were like, we'll put a bigger vent. What they did, though, is literally just put the new one right over the old one.
Also, they didn't really open it up at all.
Not at all. So, and water leach or snow gets in there, and then it was just packed. So this poor guy,
Oh,
has-
God.
this poor guy has to get a ladder. Like we have that patio over there. So he was able to put the ladder on there, which allowed him to get to it easier. Otherwise, it's not like we plowed or anything the side yard, so it still has 12 inches of snow or whatever or more because of the,
Right.
it drifting. But sure as shit, man, he gets it all cleared off, comes back inside, fires up the furnace again, and boom, hot air, and
Nice.
yeah, and I was like, well,
Can you get like a cap to put on there or something?
there is, but again, it's like it's still going to get snow in it. And that's where the problem is it's got like a thing, so it'll obviously, it can drain like water, but snow will just pack in it because like, the snow we just got, we were getting so much of it, there was no chance for it to be warm and melt it.
I mean, I don't know if you've
Or
ever noticed
anything.
the sick ass cap I have on mine.
No.
It's an old coffee can for some reason,
Yeah, okay.
but it seems to work.
All right. I mean, that's essentially, if you look at what they put over them, that's basically the same idea. Probably has some sort of venting to it, but other than that, you just take a screw or what do you call it, one of those, like a poke, and just, poke some holes in it.
Make some holes in it.
Yeah. Yeah, this will
Solid,
work.
buddy.
Yep. So, yeah, so that was, but fortunately, like when I went out today, man,
Shit was cold today.
Yeah, but when I went out, the sun was out, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
I'll be honest. When the sun was out, it was nice.
Yeah, when the sun,
Dude,
the
I
second the
was
sun
out
goes
there-
down, it's horrible.
I was just out there in my like Carhartt bibs and a flannel
Yeah,
because I had my coat on. I got way too hot. I
yeah.
had to switch hats. I was wearing my big fur hat, and I was
Right.
like filling it with sweat.
I'll tell you
It
what
super
was
gross.
what was my MVP out there was the gator, because I don't have a scarf, so
Oh, well,
threw the
I just
gator
figured
on,
it.
and pulled that up and kept my face from getting all
Hell yeah.
cold and stuff. But
Hell yeah, brother.
luckily, the snow we got was a powdery snow, so it
Yes.
was easy to move it, for
Well, it's
me
like
today.
yesterday when I got a hold of you about like, hey, can we hold off on the podcast tonight? I'm gonna go shovel and shit. I cleared off and like I started clearing out the area that's like open and close the gates. We let the dogs out.
Yeah,
And I was like, all right, time to just like real quick bang out this driveway just to get a head start.
yeah,
And it was blowing and coming down so
Yeah.
hard. I'm like, this is just pointless.
yeah. That was
I
the
just
only.
stopped. I'm like, this is stupid.
That was the only problem I had while trying to clear the patio and stuff off today. Was every time I go to throw the snow off the patio to my left at the time, the wind happened to be kind of blowing like in a kind of circular around in between the two houses, so it was blowing a bunch of it back on me, and I was just like, like really, like, can you give me 10 minutes? Like, just let me get this cleared off.
So I get that sick ass ice beard.
Yeah, no, because they had the gator on, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was protected. But yeah, so I was happy about that because my back has just not been the same over the last, whatever. I need to get back to good stretching and stuff, and I haven't been. So it's been
Pilates.
really tight.
Do some of the Pilates.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever.
And
I don't know.
so yeah, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And again, fortunately, my next door neighbor, they've got a good size like snowblower. So they did a path down one side of the car, behind the car, the whole sidewalk, So, and they did even like up to our porch. So all I had to
Nice.
do was literally clean a path on the porch and the steps. So
Yeah.
I'm very,
Today was
very
one of those
fortunate.
days where I was like, fuck, I really need a snowblower.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I moved in here, I looked at the driveway and I was like, whatever, it's not that bad. I'll shovel it if we get snow.
Yeah.
But you don't anticipate over a foot of snow.
Right. In one night, basically.
Yeah,
You know,
and
or
that
2
sucked.
nights,
It's like
whatever.
today, it
Yeah.
took me 3 hours.
Yeah. I don't doubt
And
it.
it would have taken me longer if my neighbors weren't cool. Because, like, the people that moved in on the right of me,
Yeah.
I don't know who the guy is, because as far as I know, it was just a single mom over there.
Mm.
But I just hear, man, I'm listening to podcasts in my earbuds, and just, man, I look up, and there's a dude just doing my sidewalk. Like, not
Nice.
like up to my house, but like
Yeah.
the city one.
Dude, that's good enough. You know?
And I look up, and he looks at me, and I look at him. We do, like, the dude nod,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then he ended up doing, like, the ramp part of my driveway that goes out to the
Oh,
street,
nice. That was nice.
too. I was
of him.
like, oh, fucking sick,
That's
man.
like I said, whatever someone else will do for you, man, helps a whole bunch.
I know.
Yeah.
And then a plow truck came and buried it again. But the dude running the plow truck then went back up and down the street and cleared everyone's driveways.
Oh wow, that's
and I was
not
like,
normal.
God damn. Because it was just I think it's a guy that lives on our street.
It could be. There's a lot of people who've taken that into their own hands.
Because it's like we, you know, well, I'll get to it. We went on a little ride this evening.
Yeah.
And our street is good.
Yeah.
Every other street is trash in my neighborhood. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a dude that lives on my street that has his own truck for plow.
Yeah.
And he just takes care of it.
I'll tell you what, I've heard plenty of people do just that, to where they're like, yeah, I bought a plow for my truck, and you know, the neighbors will just throw me a few bucks occasionally or something like that, you know, for gas or whatever. For
I absolutely would have with this
Yeah.
guy, because I mean,
yeah. Well, that's the same we did with our neighbors, you know, as it was like, do we owe you any money? Because they did it last time we got snow too. And they were like, no, you know, it's whatever. And
yeah, that's why I was like, man, I came in when I was there. I was like, man, I would have been out there another hour, but we got some cool neighbors in this
Yeah.
neighborhood.
yeah,
Thank God.
yeah, that's what, when I got up today and, you know, my mom was saying, you know, about clearing, and I'm like, oh man, because I'm thinking, you know, the porch, the steps, a path all the way out to behind her car, because that's where the guy's going to be parking. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to clear that whole section of driveway behind her car so he can get his
Right.
car in there. And, you know, and she's like, oh, you know, they already, you know, the neighbors did. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Praise baby Jesus.
Yeah. I was like, you know, I can do it. I just, you know, I got to stop every once in a while and kind of stretch my back out and whatever, and then, you know, get back after it. But yeah, my body hates shoveling snow. It always has. Like,
I don't think anybody's body likes it.
oh, man, it's one of those where, you know, yeah, if I were doing all of it, I'd be looking around, be like, is there some dumb kid walking around with a shovel? Like, hey kid, I got $10 for you.
Right?
Come do this. Use them young knees and back.
Hey, get over here, boy.
I ruined mine years ago doing that. So, you know, it's weird. I don't
No.
see a lot of that up here. You used to, there usually would be, like, a lot of times it would be an adult going around, like knocking on doors. Hey, do you need whatever? And
You know what's funny is we
You
were
know.
talking about this at work the day before the snowstorm. Like an older guy I work with.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just don't see kids out trying to make money shoveling snow anymore.
nah, they wised up.
And I'm like, you know what, man? I was like, it never occurred to me. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
you are correct.
Yeah.
You do not see that anymore.
There were, for a while, there was each year, and the kids must have just grown up and probably got actual jobs now. But
Yeah.
there were a couple of boys that would go around together, and they would charge $10 to do driveway sidewalk kind of thing, and they would just tag team it like you and I would have done, you know,
Right.
just boom, 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 be done with it, move on to the next one, and probably
Tag team
clean
back
up.
again.
You know, I mean, you're busting your ass, but you're gonna clean up by the end of the, you know, a few hours or the day, you know.
For sure, right?
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it is interesting. You don't see that a whole lot. Whereas I think, like, we're from the generation to where, like, our parents would be like, "Hey, go do this," you know, like,
Oh
go,
yeah, absolutely.
you know,
Go shovel the driveway.
Yeah.
Shit.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. And while you're out
Yeah.
there, yeah,
And now I'm from the generation where like my kids aren't in the house,
yeah,
so I'm like, shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
That's why I'm like, over the summer I might look into getting a snowblower.
that's not a bad move. I was
Just in
thinking about
case.
it. Heno told me about it's not called a snow blower. It's like a snow thrower or something like that. It's a smaller one that's meant for doing like sidewalks and stuff. And
Right.
he mentioned it for like me because the amount that we have to do a snowblower is really overkill, you
Yeah.
know. But the like, you know, so I may look into getting one of those because, you know, like I said, I mean, hell, you know, it's like my mom's in her 70s, Jim's in his 70s, you know. I feel like I'm in my 70s, you know. So.
I mean, I used to have one, but it just, I mean, I got it for free for helping
Yeah.
a buddy clean out his garage.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And it finally died. But I
Mhm.
mean, I got it gave me many years of service
Yeah.
before it finally died.
Mhm.
So I kind of, and it was like what Henna was talking about. It's a very small,
Yeah.
like you pushed it into the snow. It didn't have
Yeah.
propulsion or anything.
Right, exactly. It was. I think they
Yeah.
run like about $100 or something like that for those kind of things, you know. So
I mean, for what I had at the time, it worked until I moved in the country. Because then that thing
Well,
with a rock
oh.
driveway,
yeah.
you might as well just start flinging projectiles at people.
Oh, I understand. Remember,
Yeah.
like when at the house I grew up in. Remember, like you literally could not use a snowblower on that driveway because we had so much gravel in it.
Yeah.
It would have been just winging rocks all over the
Yeah, 'cause
place.
it turns into like a machine gun, something out of fucking Three Stooges.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
you could if you could set it right to where it wouldn't go all the way down, you know,
Right.
to where you're giving it like a buzz cut.
yeah, the old Marine cut.
Yeah, you know.
Got
That-
that number one guard on.
Right. That would work. You know, you could do that and then go in with a shovel and clean the rest up if you needed to, or probably not. That'd probably be low enough that, you know, you could walk over it and dry. You just throw some salt on it and let that do the work.
Yup, exactly.
Anyway. Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, we after everything was done, because despite the fact we got hit by the snowpocalypse, Michelle's working from home, so she still had to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when she was done working, though, she's like, "Can you do me a huge favor?" I'm like, "Well, what?" She's like, "Well, tomorrow, because she does real estate. She's like, I'm
Yeah.
closing on a house, and the client wanted to walk through it, but with all the snow, and no one's willing to plow the driveway." And I'm thinking, like, "Oh God, I'm not digging out another driveway,"
Right.
And she's like, "Do you think maybe we could just like take the Jeep over there?" And she's like, I don't have to do a walkthrough. It's got to go in and take pictures, make sure like pipe's not broken and stuff that was supposed to get fixed got fixed.
Right.
I'm like, oh. I'm like, well, I don't have a soft top on there right now because I ripped it off because it was rotten.
Yeah.
And I have a garage, so it's like, psh, whatever. I'll just park in the garage, get a top when I can get a top.
Just head over to the dollar store, buy yourself a tarp, bungee that some bitch on there,
Bungee it on.
a little duct tape, you're good to go.
And she's like, well, I know.
Don't
I'm like,
forget to
all right.
cut a couple holes in it though, so it won't
Just like
pop. Yeah. So it won't just rip right off of there immediately, I guess. No, I'm kidding.
But I'm like, we can bundle up. We gotta do some weird car switching and shit. Because
Yeah.
normally I just would throw my car in the backyard. But
Yeah.
we ended up getting together, getting shit on like we're going on snowmobile ride and going on a topless Jeep ride in the middle of winter.
Right. Sure, as you do. Yeah.
As you do. It was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. I bet it was
And then
different for sure.
When we got to that house and the snow was intense. Like I couldn't even see where the driveway was at.
So you just drove right up the yard, right?
I mean, maybe. I'm
that wasn't so bad. The fact that you kept doing donuts is going to be the problem.
But I was like looking at it, and I'm like, well, there's a garage. I can only assume there's a driveway that leads off this garage.
Wouldn't it be funny though? You assume it goes a certain way, and it's actually like way out around.
Yeah, I mean, it might be. I have no idea.
You just drove over like the garden and everything.
Like I just like went in between a couple trees and hope for the best. I don't know. I still don't know if I was on the driveway.
Well,
But
that's
yeah.
the advantage of having the Jeep, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, big stupid tires and 4-wheel drive
For
get you
sure.
places.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good time. So.
Right.
And honestly, I mean, it probably due to all the things were bundled up with, and I had the heat blasting.
Sure.
It honestly wasn't that. It was kind of like a cool breeze. It was kind of nice,
Right.
actually. I mean, it's something I always talked about doing.
Yeah.
Was I'll be like, oh, I should strip the Jeep down in the middle of winter, just put all my like Carhartts and stuff on, just drive around.
Right.
It's the first time I've done it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you get a bunch of weird looks on the way?
I don't even know, honestly. I'm sure people are probably like, I know we driving out of the neighborhood, we had some people look at us like, what the fuck, you know? But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
We didn't really go out too long.
Yeah.
You know, if one of those things, if we didn't already have like dinner planned and stuff, I kind of
Yeah.
thought like, oh, it'd be great to like go and get a drink somewhere doing
Well,
this. You know,
and not to mention, as I mentioned earlier, it's like once that sun goes down, it
Oh,
feels
yeah.
like it drops 40 degrees outside.
Yeah. Like I couldn't believe how nice it was in when the sun was out. Honestly,
Yeah. And
I
then literally,
looked at my watch and it was like 16 degrees, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but the sun's out. It feels okay.
right. And like I said, it's like, man, that second that sun drops even a little bit, you're like, all right, it's time to get inside. It's getting cold now.
Yep. And this is where we all die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, the old winter Jeep ride, man, that was a good time.
Nice.
Ugh, good lord. So, like over the weekend, my cousin lives up in Tecumseh, Michigan.
Yeah.
She makes chocolates and stuff. She was doing a Valentine's sale.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, do you guys want to come up and see? I'm like, yeah, whatever. I like Tecumseh. Michigan opened up. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shoot, we're gonna do lunch at Tecumseh Brewing. They got those
Yeah.
igloos.
Oh,
Right.
right.
Yeah, but so I was like, I'm gonna hop on their website because you got to reserve them.
Mm-hmm.
It's $50 down to reserve it,
Okay.
but that $50 goes towards your bill.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm not mad at that.
Do you get a refund if it's over?
I don't know, honestly. I didn't ask.
I would hope so. Either that or at least like hey, we'll give you a gift
Yeah.
card for next time or something. to
Yeah, I
that
honestly
effect.
don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
there's three of us, so we definitely went over.
Oh, okay. Well, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it was like, but it was one of those things. It's like $50 on reserve, and it's like if you don't show up, they're like, thanks for 50,
Right. Which is understandable because
which is understandable.
they could have rented that out to someone else.
Yeah,
Same reason there's late fees, or used to be late fees on DVDs and stuff.
but I gotta say, man, it was kind of a cloudy day, and they had a little electric heater in there, like a tiny electric heater in there.
Yeah.
You could comfortably sit in there without a coat on. It was a little crisp.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the sun was out, I bet you it gets hot in there.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's because it's just like one of those big. It's a clear plastic geodesic dome or whatever.
And I bet the worst part would be, I bet if you turn that heater off, though, it'll get cold.
Oh, I'm sure.
It'll be one of those where you'll have to just sweat if you're in it.
But it was like once because we first walked in, it was like
I
was
guess
like,
either
ooh.
that or you just, get nude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally nude.
Totally nude.
But it's like when we first got in there, it was kind of like ooh. But then because your body heat too.
Yeah.
It got pretty warm in there.
Right.
I mean, it was one of those things where we were talking. I'm like, I might look into buying one of these for next winter for the backyard. Just put it over the patio furniture. I'll be able to hang out and have a cigar if I want.
That wouldn't be terrible. I mean,
It's not terrible.
yeah.
Although the exact one we were sitting in
Mhm.
was like $2,000.
Oof.
I'm not spending that much on a fucking tent.
No.
But I'm sure I can find things that are very similar.
Yeah.
But I just
Time
looked
to
at the exact brand.
Time to re-download Wish, Tony.
You know what's funny is I went to their website and looked.
Oh man.
Yeah, I did actually go look just because I was like, when I was sitting in it, I'm like, I'm gonna go check out Wish, and Leah and Michelle were both like, don't. I'm like, nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Like no, I have to. Yeah. I'll
But,
tell you
yeah,
that
it was
picture of
actually,
that
it was
sandwich,
cool, man.
that sandwich you got there, man. You were making me jealous with that.
Bro, that Philly cheesesteak was awesome.
It
And
looks so
the only
good.
thing was, with all this going on my face,
Yeah.
it was very much a tactical error to get that sandwich.
Yeah. You know what you need to do is maybe carry you need like a hair tie to or a gaiter or something to tie that shit back.
I need like a ski mask that goes everywhere except my mouth.
Yeah, that yeah,
I
perfect.
just shove food into it,
Right.
and then throw the ski mask in the trash.
So basically you're turning your face into a glory hole.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Like
Yeah.
a food glory hole.
Right. Worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but seriously, it was dope. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it felt cool to sit out. You're still sitting outside. I had a couple beers. I'm like, man, this is nice.
Yeah.
The only thing that was kind of weird was it's a little echoey in there, which makes sense.
Oh, yeah, right.
And obviously there's no jams, but I mean, we all had phones. I'm like, Psh, I get some music going,
Right.
you know?
Mm.
But yeah, I'm seriously considering trying to get one for next winter.
They spent $2,000 on the damn thing. They couldn't spring for $10 for a Bluetooth speaker. Come on.
I know, right? Yeah, I that's something I think I might. It's even got like a couple of the little, it's got vents in the ceiling, I guess. Assume if it gets too hot in there.
Oh, okay. So that wouldn't be
They
too
can kind
bad.
of unzip it and cool it off a little.
Okay. That wouldn't be too bad. Then,
Or if it fills up with cigar smoke.
Right. Yeah. God. Oh, that thing would stink so bad, so fast depending on the size of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it wouldn't because you could just open those vents and really hopefully air it out big time.
Oh, for sure.
Or deflate it and turn it inside
Yeah,
out or
dude,
whatever.
on a sunny day, man, there's no way that thing doesn't get hot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, the thing was covered in snow because it was snowing when we got up there.
Yeah.
And as we were sitting in it, it was all starting to melt and run off. So it's like, obviously, it's getting warm in there.
Right.
And that was a cloudy day with just 3 people in there.
Right.
You know, and I would have a bigger space heater, too, by the way. Not this little bullshit stuff. It looks like, I don't know, like a toaster standing up on its side.
I don't know.
The
Maybe that was strategic. You know, maybe they.
The thing was so tiny, you know. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm turning this thing up because it was not even on high, and then there's a
Oh,
big
yeah.
thing on it. Do not adjust.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why I said it might be on purpose because those things might, melt if they get too hot.
Well, you remember the space heater at Rockies that we adjusted and we blew all the circuits?
Oh fuck! I forgot about that.
It popped all the breakers.
Oh my god! I forgot about that. Yeah.
So that's what was running through my head.
Yeah.
As I turn up the high and then like the whole restaurant turns off.
Right.
Oh yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
We've done been here before.
Yeah.
Oh man, but there's something I got to ask you about though.
Hmm.
So the store that my cousin was selling her stuff out of, it's a friend of her store. It's called. I mean, I'll give them a shout out. Why not? It's called Paper Street.
Okay.
It's a Fight Club reference,
Okay. Right.
and it's because she makes soap.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Right.
makes sense. But
Mhm.
there's all kinds of like artsy stuff in there. I think other people sell in her store, kind of thing. You know.
Okay.
So in the one corner, there's a couple just your basic ass plastic, buy them from anywhere water bottles,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say dildos. All right.
right?
Yeah.
And I didn't actually check the price on these. I should have looked at the price, but I was too fascinated by what was going on. There's 3 bottles. They're all labeled with dates, right?
Hmm.
It was moon water.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the hell is moon water? And Leah's like, I think it's water that's just left out in the moonlight. I went, okay.
Okay.
And then I'm looking at it, and the date is like, oh, this was, bottled on whatever day, the full moon. I'm like, so later when I got home, I Googled it.
I would hope so. Yeah. Because I would say, if
I'm
not,
like-
we're googling this right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to know what the fuck
Yeah.
moon water is.
Right.
Well, it's like a Wiccan pagan thing,
Okay.
right? Which I'm like, I don't like shitting on people's beliefs, so
Sure.
okay. But it's just like, it's like how it was this whole like article, how to make moon water.
Mhm.
Put water in jar, put jar in moonlight. The moon charges the water.
Okay.
Moon water.
Okay.
There's people selling this on Etsy.
Sure. And it makes you wonder why you can't just do it yourself instead.
Yeah, I could fill up I got moon water here, guys.
Wait. Is anyone selling moon muscle piss?
Ooh, moon piss?
Because if not,
But I went further down this rabbit
Yeah.
hole. There's also sun water,
same idea. Just put it out.
it's just sunlight.
Here's my thing about putting water out in the sun, though, is doesn't that encourage bacterial growth?
Bro, it's sun water. It's fine.
Okay.
The powers of the sun.
Because, you know, I mean, I know you'd put it in glass or something. You don't want to put it in plastic, I would assume, because, you know, it can leach. Like, you know, plastic bottles, they tell you not, you know, like your water bottles. Like, you know, if you go to Dasani or whatever, one of those bottles, if you leave it in your car all day, they tell you should not drink from it afterwards because
you're going to die.
Because the plastic can literally, like, you know, contaminate.
Well, I mean, don't worry, because you could have a sealed container. As long as the moon or the sun rays can hit it, you're fine.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'd want to talk to some sort of microbiologist or somebody about this.
Well, this is...
Not the moon water as much, but
there's no science in this, Brian. Trust me.
All right.
Because, you know, they also say if you want, you can align crystals nearby to activate the more power in your moon water.
That's understandable. Sure.
I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But there's also storm water.
Sweet. Does it, control the elements and...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just rainwater.
Wear a big white mohawk? No?
Yeah, pretty sure it's just rainwater.
Oh.
Don't
get me wrong. Rainwater's got its uses, you know. I mean, there's something about rainwater. I've heard my mom talked about how when she grew up, like her grandma used to collect rainwater, and they would like she would, when she would bathe there, you know, you'd wash her hair with it, and she's like, my hair was always so much softer, and I'm like, well, it makes sense. They're not all the harsh chemical. Well, there are because not so much then probably, but now, you know, God knows what you're leaching from the environment, you know.
Well, I imagine that soft hair also came from the powers of the storm.
Well, obviously. I figured that was a given. I didn't need to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. But then the last one is snow water. I'm not sure you can figure out where that comes from.
Please tell me, you just put like a bottle of water in the snow?
It's just melted snow.
Oh, so okay. Well, I mean, it could have been either.
But it's just like,
all right.
I said, I don't like shitting on people's beliefs.
Out of curiosity, you don't have it in front of you on Etsy, right?
No, some people were selling like little crystal vials for like $8. Other people were selling little plastic spray ones for like $1.99.
Okay. So I don't like at the $1.99 ones. It's like, okay, you know, the little plastic spray bottle things don't cost a lot, but at least you have some cost there. But it was, yeah.
I just like
the glass vial ones. It's like, well, those aren't necessarily, you know, dirt cheap, but I'm sure you can find them in bulk somewhere. You know,
I mean, for all I know,
mm-hmm.
the moon actually contributes something to the water.
Well,
besides the tidal pull.
Well, I can understand. Like, I don't have an issue with people. Like, if they want to, you know, if that's what they think, that's fine. But I don't understand it myself, and I certainly wouldn't pay a premium for it. You know what I mean? Like, I would just do it myself. Unless, in order for it to be effective, it has to have, like, I don't know, a chant set over it or something. You know what I mean? Like something that I can't do.
From what I understand, it's just you can leave a mason jar of water out during a full moon. You wake up, you got yourself some goddamn moon water.
All right. So now let's take this to another level. Can I do this with, like I said, can I do this with like moonshine?
Ooh. Well, see, that it's funny you bring that up because I was thinking like, so I can get a big 5-gallon jug.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it out overnight,
mm-hmm.
and then brew beer with it.
Oh, moon beer!
So I got moon beer,
or sun beer, or snow beer, or storm beer. Oh, storm beer!
Right?
Wait, storm beer's got to be BIER.
Absolutely,
dude, with some umlauts.
Yep, everyone loves an umlaut. Ooh, umlaut,
dude. The logo for that could be pretty cool. So, because the storm, like you could just literally just put like Mjolnir on it with like lightning all around it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, I'm a firm believer in people can do whatever they want. Just leave me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just sometimes, man.
Yeah, that feels.
I have a hard time sometimes, and this is one of those times.
I'm with you, brother. I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
When like the inner asshole me wants to be like, "Why are you selling this?"
Yeah. Well, actually, it's funny because, again, I wouldn't be as mad at somebody selling it as I'd be mad at someone who bought it.
I mean, because here's what my thought is.
Mm-hmm.
If all I have to do to make moon water
mm-hmm.
is take a mason jar, put it out so the full moon light can hit it, boom, I got moon water.
Yeah.
Isn't every water source that night turning into moon water?
Well, I don't know if it's directly exposed to moon water. Like
You know,
in
at
the
least
watering
upper
plants,
layers.
because it could be sitting in a watering plant before it's pushed out. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And yes, but all those harsh
It's just
chemicals
like
kill off the charging. Is
all
the
that
problem?
essence of moon.
Yes, that all gets killed off. Right, it's the first thing that's killed off by all that stuff. It's why they put the chemicals in there.
Yeah.
They don't want us to have all those.
All that delicious moon water.
Yes, I don't know. That's a good. I don't know.
It's just like that because that's where my brain goes. I'm like, and maybe there's some I'm missing. But I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, you know what? The sun's beaming on the ocean right now. That's a lot of fucking sun water.
This isn't something that some of the people we know do, is it?
I don't know. I kind of want to reach out to my
because
buddy.
I kind of
You know
want
what I'm
to.
talking about.
Because I mean, in seriousness, I just want to find out. Like I don't. We can be assholes to one another, but I don't want to shit on someone.
Like, bro,
directly.
no disrespect, but moon water? Question mark. But this is something I'm not gonna. I can't bring up over text. This has to be a face to face.
Yeah. Because I'm just. It's more just a curiosity at this point, you know.
Yes. I mean, I think in all seriousness, I could probably arrange some cocktails and a moon water talk if you're into it.
I feel like we should have this talk, and I think you're right because I certainly know who you're thinking of.
Yes. Yeah. Well, all right. I just had to bring up moon. It's been on my mind ever since I saw that bottle.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
Yeah. Made some French onion soup too. That was awesome.
Yeah, I saw your picture of like what was it, like 1,000 pounds of onions or whatever you guys
Jesus
carved
Christ. It was like 7 pounds of onion. It was a full like Dutch oven of onions.
up.
It was just funny because onions have always fucked me up.
You mean
Like
like
immediately.
what do you mean?
Like the tear gas effect.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if you meant that. I was like, I didn't know if you meant that or like, upset tummy type.
No.
Okay.
No. So it's like it's like working in, the restaurant for that brief time was brutal. So we'd cut onions every day.
Yeah. Just got to get the safety goggles on.
But with Leah, it's never affected her
Oh, really?
for some reason.
Certain ones get me, but most of the time I can do it pretty well. I don't know if it's because, there's all those things like if you do this, if you do that,
Yeah.
And one of the things was like wearing glasses. A lot of times I have my glasses on, so I'm like, I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know, but every once in a while, though, especially if it's a real strong, like those ones where you first cut into it and you're like, whoo,
Yeah, like this is a strong boy.
especially like a red onion, it's got that, full
Extra oomph almost.
Yeah, you're like, oh boy.
Well, she was, so we're standing side by side. We each got a cutting board, we each got a knife. We're breaking down onions.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my God, is this what everyone feels like?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "It's horrible right now." Like I couldn't even hardly see.
You both are in
I
the
was
kitchen.
tearing
You're
up,
just
my nose is
sobbing.
running.
Yeah.
And she was just like, "This is awful, Dad." I'm like, "I know, right?" It's the first time she's ever really experienced the onion pain.
And it's funny because you can buy a lot of like things like pre-cut at the store, but you can't buy that many onions. Well, you could maybe, but it'd be stupid.
I mean, plus it was like $3 a piece for those 2 bags of like,
Yeah.
I'd rather just break them down
Oh,
myself.
for sure.
and deal
That's
with
what I'm
it.
saying. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
but I could see some people have such a reaction to it that I can understand that they, might buy. That's one of the very few things that, if when I see it in the store already cut up, I'm like, I kind of get it because some people have real issues cutting onions. It's never bothered me that much. Like I said, sometimes, you get some onions, especially if you're doing more than one, like for a roast or something, if you're breaking down a bunch of onions or something, and by the end, your mascara is all messed up and everything.
Oh,
it's
for
just,
sure.
yeah,
No, it's like it sucks cutting onions.
Right.
Yes, it sucks.
Yeah.
But I've never had an issue with it.
yeah, like you'll still do it. It's just,
Yeah, because I just power through it.
Right.
I'll just cry like I stubbed my knee
Yeah.
or something.
But
Or
you
whatever.
don't need to see anyway.
It's true.
Just
it's
let
true.
the knife guide you.
Bro, I mean, my knife skills are all right. I'll be all right.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Mine are not
But,
great,
man,
but
it was funny
I'd be
watching
fine.
her actually deal with it for once.
I bet.
I forgot how long of a process that is, but man, is it rewarding. It's so much better than any soup you can get in the restaurants
Yeah.
because it's just,
I made it
Like,
once, and I was like,
it's-
this is so much work. It was
so
so
much
good.
work.
Yeah.
It's so much time. And it's like, well, it's not a ton of work. Once you break down the onions, it's fine.
That's
it's just a
true.
lot of babysitting.
Yeah.
Because you just got to make sure them cooking down onions don't burn.
Right.
Yeah, because if they burn, it's over.
Right.
There's no really going back for that flavor.
Can you Instant Pot that to?
We were talking about that tonight. We had leftovers for dinner.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about that tonight. Not sure. But I also said...
I was just thinking more so just to break the onions down. You know?
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you might be able to, but I was like, I kind of like that long process of the low and slow, and it makes the house smell good.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, it's kind of cathartic almost.
Yeah.
Go out there, check them, stir them, see what's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, although, Brian, I did discover something today. Now, I'm passing this along to you since you have an air fryer.
Right.
Although you don't have a basket air fryer, do you?
No.
Might not be as good for you.
Okay.
Air fried croutons. I made them myself.
Oh, but I have like I can't think what they're like a grate that's for doing like potatoes or so that you can get air on both sides and everything.
Oh, then you'll be fine.
Yeah. So that would probably work for those.
I just cubed up some bread, olive oil, salt, pepper, a little Italian seasoning.
Yeah.
Tossed them in all that shit, and then I just threw them in the basket and just kept frying them every couple minutes. I'd toss them in there and fry, dude.
That's a good move. That's a good move.
Yeah.
Because I'm certainly not fucking buying
like the big slab of bread and French onion.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the croutons too.
Oh yeah, right. I was thinking like I like salads and I like croutons on salads, but it's like it's so funny. I cannot bring myself to buy croutons.
No.
Because I'm like it's literally seasoned bread. Like
yeah, it's funny is my mom used
so
to buy bags of croutons and I'd eat them like fucking potato chips.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Like, oh man, these are fucking good.
I used to get them off and on because the only reason I would was like, they would have bags of different flavors. So I would just, but again, I can do that now. When I was buying them, it was before I was like really like, oh, I'll put the work into cooking. That was more when I was still like everything was still out of a box and,
Well, and honestly, the air fried croutons were so easy to put together.
Sure.
I just, just cubing up bread and coating it with some flavor.
Yeah.
Although, dude, the cheese up in Tecumseh, that's another reason we went to Tecumseh is there's this amazing cheese shop up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the owners, they go to Europe.
Do they have moon cheese?
They might have moon cheese. Yeah, they have got so many cheeses. You never know.
Mm.
But I walk in, the guy's like, "Hey, how can I help you?" I'm like, "I'm making French onion soup." He's like, "Oh, so you need like a good melting cheese, right?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "We've got this amazing Gruyere. I can never say Gruyere. Gruyere, whatever.
Goulet. Robert Goulet. Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And he's like, do you want to try it? And I'm like, yeah. So he carves off, eats like a little sliver. Mm-hmm. That's the best part about the spot. Ain't cheese, you want to try it? I'll be like, yeah, we got that for you.
I feel like if you're a legit cheese place, that's the move, right?
Oh, and these guys are legit.
It's like, every time you see somebody going to like an Italian deli or whatever, when they want to get some meat and they're like, you want me to shave you off? They're like,
you want to try it?
Yeah. Like, here's.
That's how this place is.
Yeah.
Dude. Fucking amazing. This cheese was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was like strong and pungent and delicious. And then I looked at the price.
It's like $16.99 a pound.
$27 a pound.
Oh my God. I thought mine was, ridiculous.
Yeah. But... And I was like, Jesus. And the guy's like, he's like, I know it's expensive. But he's like, but I'll tell you what, you don't need a lot. He's like, this stuff is so strong. A little goes a long way. So if you mix it with like a block of Swiss you get from Kroger.
Oh, that's smart. Okay.
And I'm like, really? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm telling you. I'm like, all right. I was like, so I'll take like a third of a pound of that.
Right, because you can stretch that then.
And that's what I did. I shredded it and then mixed it with Swiss, and it was fucking amazing.
And that's why you go to a cheese place like that, because they tell you. Because otherwise, like I'm the type that if I walked in there and saw that price, I'd be like, geez, and I'd end up at Kroger buying fill in the blank shredded cheese.
And that's what I like. Even the guy was like, I know it's expensive, and he's like, if you want something else, I have other good melting cheeses.
Yeah.
But he's like, but I'm telling you, this is the best I have.
Right.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, right. See, it's
Yeah.
Well, and again, it's different too if you do it's like, hey, we're doing this once. Like I'm not making this every other day or something,
and that's kind of what it was. It was like Leah wanted to make it, and I was like, all right, well, let's buy some good cheese because that's half of French onion soup is the good cheese on top.
Right.
Yeah, it was worth it though. And the best part about this cheese shop, this is why I love it, is they've got this little fridge in the corner and they got these little grab bags in there, just paper bags.
Mm.
Because when they finally get to like the end of a piece of cheese and
Yeah.
it's so small they don't know what to do with it, they just wrap it in plastic and throw it in a grab bag.
Oh, nice.
So it's like $8 and you have like 6 or 7 different cheeses. You don't know what you're getting. And
Do
they
they-
just like, oh,
Do
you
they
just try
tell you?
cheeses.
They don't tell you what they are
Nope,
or anything.
They don't
Oh,
tell
boy.
you. It's just all.
Ah,
And sometimes you get stuff that's amazing. Like I like basically all cheese.
yeah.
Like, but the only thing we have left. You're not. I know you're not a blue cheese fan, right?
No.
All right. But it tastes like a blue cheese. It's like that funk,
Yeah.
but it looks like it's like cheddar orange with like the lines of blue running through it.
Oh,
I've never
okay.
seen a cheese like it before.
That's interesting. All
I mean, it was. Oh my god, it's so funky.
right. Like on a
Like, I
scale
don't
of
even know
1
what
to
you would
10,
use it for besides crumbled up on like a salad, maybe, you know,
maybe.
for that little bit of funk I like.
Yeah.
But man, it is so funky.
Right.
But I love those grab bags. It's like a little adventure every time you grab one.
I'm just kind of surprised that they don't like have a number for the cheeses or something. You know what I mean? And like real quick, just write it on a card or a little something for the bag.
I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, they've got so
'Cause-
many cheeses.
Well, no,
there.
what I mean though is it's like, what if you find something you really like?
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Like how do you go back in? And I mean, if you describe it, maybe they can just like that one there. I'm sure if you describe it, they'd be like, oh yeah, it's this, but
Like there was one cheese in there. It was like a really soft white cheese and had like dill and stuff in it, and it was
Mm.
amazing.
yeah,
And I'm sure if I went up there and was like, hey, I got this grab bag, had this white cheese, it was soft, had dill in it, they'd probably be like, oh.
right.
I'm sure they'll have it
They're like-
dialed in.
They're like, here it is, block of Velveeta.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's what I want to do.
Although,
I want to have a high-end cheese shop, and when people come in, I'm gonna be like, you know what you should use? Like, listen, nobody else will tell you this, but this is the inside move.
trade secret.
Trade secret, Velveeta.
The only thing I'm kind of sad about that place is they used to have a really good craft beer selection, and it's I think they phased it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
mean
it's
like
fine. It
bottles,
is what it is.
cans type situation?
Yeah, like bombers and like a lot of stuff you couldn't really find or it was hard to find. They'd
Oh,
have
alright.
there
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people didn't know they had it. You know?
that's possible. And then you have a bunch of waste.
Yeah, so I
essentially.
imagine
Yeah.
it was just like they were. Yeah,
Well, that's too
they're
bad.
probably like meh.
Yeah. Especially if you could, if they were coming up with good pairings too, like,
Yeah.
hey, this cheese is delicious with,
Well,
you know.
honestly, that's one of the other things I like is pre-COVID, you'd walk in there and they would be cheese, like meat samples out, cheese samples out. They'd be pouring wine. Oh, you want to try that? I got a bottle right here. Here you go.
oh wow.
It was just like, ooh.
Do they sell wine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
basically like you walk in there and you can build like an awesome wine and cheese party.
Oh, okay. They
Yeah.
they have like meats and stuff too,
They've
like
got the
sausages.
meats. Yeah, they got like meats and crackers and
Okay.
like pickled stuff.
Sure.
And,
So you could.
yeah, fucking the place is dope. It's
Alright.
one of my favorite stores.
That's pretty cool. All right.
I wish it was. Actually, I'm glad it's not closer. If it was
Right.
closer, I'd spend too much money.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially on them funk cheeses,
Dude, I love a good funky cheese.
Yeah.
Telling you, don't fake the funk on a nasty dunk.
Oh my.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I mean, I
I'm
guess
being
I
busy.
don't because honestly, I tend to shy from funky stuff. So
Oh, fair enough.
yeah. Well, think about it. Like I don't like a lot of things that are like I kimchi, sauerkraut,
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of funk. I steer clear of, and funky cheeses I don't like either. So generally, yeah. Not that I won't try them because again, I generally will.
Try everything once, right?
I'll at least give it a shot.
I'm being visited by our little fluffy turd cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad for her. She's got one tooth that's like infected.
Yeah,
She's
that's
got an
no fun.
appointment to get it pulled out in March,
Yeah,
but like her body's trying to push it out, so she's got like the snaggle
dude.
tooth action.
I don't know if you remember my cat Missy had that for
Yeah,
for a
I feel
while
bad for her.
till we were finally able to get her in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anywho,
Way to bring it down, Tony.
I know, right? I'll bring it back up
All right.
because I had the craziest dream last night. All right.
Yeah.
Normally I forget dreams.
Mhm.
But this is one of those ones I woke up laughing.
All right.
You know, and this used to happen like when Jeannie and I were together. I would wake up laughing because I have funny dreams all the time.
Yeah.
I'd wake up laughing. I'd always put her in a panic. She'd be like, "Oh my god, are you crying? Are you okay?" Because I'm trying to hold the laughter in.
Right.
So I'm like shaking and breathing weird
Oh,
and shit.
yeah. Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And it happened again today. Like it's same scenario. Michelle was like, "Are you all right?" And like at one point, she asked me if I had a fever because I was laughing so hard once I was telling her what was going on.
She just thought you were delirious.
Yeah, basically.
She's like, "Let me go get the white jacket from the closet."
Yeah, let me get some ice to get clearly you're feverish.
Yeah.
So it started off right. It was you, our buddy Steve and I, and we were somewhere like nice and tropical, and we were we're bar hopping.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked into this bar, and it was a Charlotte Hornets bar.
Okay.
I know, which is weird but it was like the game was on. It was all like Charlotte Hornets shit everywhere.
Sure.
Everyone's in like that teal and black, and like there's a guy in a teal and black suit. He's like dancing and shit.
As you do, yeah.
As you do,
right.
As you do. And we're like, whoa, this is kind of a weird bar, but look cool on the outside. So let's whatever.
Yeah.
And we're sitting down, we're ordering food and drinks, and like I can't hear because it's so loud. The woman, because I asked the woman like, what do you got on draft? And she said something. And I'm like, I don't know. And then she just like poured beer in her hand and like shoved it into my nose. Right?
Yeah.
Right. And I was just like, whoa.
As you do, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's great. I'll take it. And then you're like, what is it? I'm like, I have no idea.
Because I can guarantee you one thing. If we were at a bar and that happened, I'm not asking for a sample myself.
But so we get our drink, we get our foods. The game ends, so the bar clears out. It's just like the bartender and the three of us in there now. And for some reason, dude, you ordered meatloaf, and it came out on like a rack.
All right.
So like all the drippings were falling through. It was kind of weird.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm thinking now about just like having some crusty bread to run through them drippings.
I mean, maybe.
Anyway, yeah. Or put it over my potatoes or something. Oh, man. Anyway.
A little rice.
Yeah. Anyway.
But so we're starting to eat our food, and we just hear this noise. It's just like, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I look, and Steve has his hand like across his face, and he's just making this noise. And I wake up, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I could still hear the noise. And it was fucking Bomber snoring.
So you're telling me Steve does an amazing Steve does an amazing Bomber snoring impression then.
Apparently. I just lost it immediately.
Oh, shit.
And then that's when the whole like, are you feverish? I couldn't even tell the story. I was like,
right.
Like I was crying, like I was cutting 7 pounds of onions.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was onion fever dreams. Yeah.
Dude, tears. I don't know why that hit me. It's so funny, maybe because it was 6 a.m. I don't know.
May have something to do with it. Yeah, like I said, you were delirious from those onions.
Oh my god! Just the fact that it was, I still heard the noise. Like that where you question all reality.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly. I was like, I still hear it. What is going on?
Can you imagine if you wouldn't have figured out what it was?
Oh God, right?
So you'd be like, what the fuck was that? Is there like underpants gnomes in my room or something? Like what is going on here?
I haven't laughed that hard in a long time this morning. Really felt good, actually.
Yeah. But...
Oh my God.
Hey, doctor, he just keeps talking about, he keeps hearing, I don't hear it.
All I know is if we ever go somewhere and there's a Charlotte Hornets bar, we're going.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just saying.
That guy better be there dancing or I'm going to be upset.
What a weird... dreams are so fucked up.
I know, right? I have that, like, I do that all the time where I'll wake up from one and I'll just be like, what the fuck was that? Like,
yeah.
What was I doing with whatever,
I mean, that's the only thing I could say is, like, 9 times out of 10, my dreams are just fun and silly like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, you get that one that you're like, you wake up, you're like, who?
Oh,
What
yeah.
the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I think I've talked on here before about how I have that one where I'm like in a house with no exit and I'm being chased.
Yeah.
I don't know
There
by
you go.
what, but I'm being chased and I can't get out.
Right.
You wake up from those and you're just like, whew, like, well, I'm not going back to sleep anytime soon.
Yeah, I guess I better fire up the old PlayStation.
Like, I think I'm just going to go outside because I want to make sure exits still exist.
Yeah. We have windows and doors.
Yeah.
Check. Okay.
All right.
good.
All right. Yeah, like you said, like time to fire up the PlayStation or put on,
Yeah. Distract myself.
something. Yeah, because it really does. It's they mess with me. I've had those since I was probably like around like puberty. So maybe that's what was chasing me. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
It's just death. He's just like, hey kid, you hit puberty. It's all downhill from here.
It's all down here, bud. Oh, man.
Yep.
Yep. Good times. Did
Yep.
you get any punchkis?
I did actually.
It's Fat Tuesday, buddy.
Yeah, I had.
I did not have one today, and I feel sad.
Here's the thing though, is the box says strawberry and raspberry, and I don't know which one I got. Now I'll say this: I hope that if I got a strawberry one, that it's made with like all natural strawberry. Because if not, I'll know at some point because I'll break out in hives.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so I rolled the dice on that one. I was like, it's got to be worth it, right?
I mean, you're eating a punchki anyway. It's not like it's a health food.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. These punchkis are not intended to diagnose or treat any ailments.
Did you see what Inside the Five was doing today?
No.
For Fat Tuesday.
Uh-uh.
All right. I'm just gonna lay it out in 2 words, and I want to know your reaction, your thoughts.
All right.
Punchki burger.
Are we talking a burger mushed between 2 donut type products?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
It looked from what it looked like.
Yeah.
It was. It looked like it was a punchki halved, and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not as bad.
Yeah, I don't think like multiple punchki would be a terrible idea.
No. Yeah.
But see, I'm torn.
Yeah.
Because I read the description. When I saw it on Instagram, I was like, "What are they doing?"
Right.
But I read the description, and I'm torn because it's a raspberry punchki.
Okay.
Your burger patty.
Which I think makes more sense because if you're going to use one of them, I think the tartness of the raspberry is better than going with the sweetness of strawberry or something.
This is where I'm getting torn. Because at first I was like, hard no, bud.
Yeah.
But then I looked at the build, and I'm like, maybe. So you got raspberry punchki, the burger patty.
Right.
Then you got thick cut bacon.
Okay.
And then brie.
Interesting. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'd be real curious.
Yeah, and it's like you got the sweet and the tart from the raspberry.
Yeah.
Honestly, the burger patty is kind of just there.
Yeah.
Because then you got the salty fat from the bacon.
Right.
You got the brie, which is like salty and creamy too.
Yeah.
Then you got the sweet.
Might be.
It might be delicious.
It might be. Yeah. Here's the thing. I feel like I'd err on the side of it being delicious because they seem to know what they're doing with food there.
They do.
So
I mean,
that's one of those where you almost like to just like kind of order one for the table and cut it into like fourths or something like that, and just
absolutely, that would be actually the move.
Have a nosh of it, and then if it's really good, you could always order a full one or something. But
like once again, if this was not COVID times, when I saw it, that would have been one of my things. I would have been like, Brian, hey,
yeah,
we gotta go check this out.
Okay. Yeah.
And if it wasn't Snowpocalypse.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it very well might be delicious.
Yeah. The pairings in it seem like they would work together. So
like in my brain, it makes sense.
Yep.
Looking at it and hearing the name, you're like,
right.
What the fuck?
Because the first thing you think of is like, and I know like there's ballparks where they have like the Krispy Kreme donut where they cut one in half and use that as a bun for a burger. So
yeah,
it's like
it's a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing, and people seem to really like it. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either. It's just like it's such a weird combo that I think it might work.
Exactly. I'm with
food. So much fun to play with.
you. Yeah. That's right. Throw it at people and roll around in it. And
Right.
probably not. No.
Well, you know what holds up, man?
What's that?
Little Nicky.
I have not seen that in so long.
Yeah, because, Leah was here. We're watching movies, and one, she'd never seen Hook before.
Okay.
I felt like a bad parent immediately, so we watched Hook.
That's a good watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was like, then we're flipping through Netflix again. I was like, oh, have you ever seen Little Nicky? Because, I made her sit through Billy Madison.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. And I'm like, you know what? It's not terrible. Let's see how it is. And honestly, besides the terrible CGI.
Oh, yeah. That's no good.
I honestly think it holds up pretty well.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, I was trying to think, though, like when the last time I can't even tell you the last time I don't know. I can't think of when the last time I saw it was. It's been a long time.
I mean, obviously there's some humor in it that, in 2021, if you're more woke than other people, you're not going to be a fan of.
Well, in fairness, pretty much anything that says the words Adam Sandler on it, that holds on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I wasn't like watching Billy Madison. There was a couple moments I'm like, this part.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not mad at it.
It is interesting how, going back and rewatching some movies, how you realize how badly they hold up. Again, the nostalgia, you're like, oh, this was a great movie. And then you start watching, you're like, ooh, boy, they could not make this movie today.
Yeah.
Or
exactly.
if they did, it would be very different,
Yes.
So. Oh, man. You know what I did watch, though?
What's that?
Forgot what network it was. Dude, they had a RoboCop marathon where they played.
Oh, fucking sick!
Not the newest RoboCop, but the others. They played three of them.
You mean
right?
the only RoboCops?
I haven't seen the newest one, so I have no
Me
opinion
neither.
of it.
Fuck him though.
I mean, it might be all right. I don't know.
No, he's not. What's his name with the face?
Oh yeah, good point. It's that other what's his name with the face.
Yeah, it doesn't have Red as the bad guy.
Yeah, but oh man, it's tough to watch the whatever you want to call it. That's the like robotics stuff in it, like the CG and that. I guess you could call it.
Like probably stop motion.
Oh
of it.
Man, yeah, it's so dated. I mean, I know that movie is fucking old, but
'cause that movie's ancient history.
Yeah,
now.
but it's just still. I'm watching it going, oh man, like it's just But I'll tell you, the one. Oh God, third one is so bad. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I don't know if I've ever watched. I'd have to watch it to see if it like kicked up those memories. Because I can't remember if I've seen the third one or not.
It's bad, but we were already. I'd already invested in the first two, so I'm like,
I mean, if you're gonna watch them, you might as well watch them all.
Because honestly, going into the third one, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw this, but I don't remember if I saw this because you know how it is. It's like a lot of times sequels, unless they're like there's something glaringly bad about them, sometimes they just don't stand out. You just forget that you ever saw them,
Right.
Or you try to like suppress that they exist or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, whatever it is. So
I mean, I kind of feel like that way about the Matrix trilogy. Like I love the original, and I do not remember liking 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But I realize it's been so long since I watched them. I'm kind of thinking about rewatching them just to see.
Well, you're going to need a refresh anyway because the fourth one's going to be coming out. So
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're gonna need to watch them again just for that, I guess.
Truth.
I guess.
Maybe.
If it was the video store we used to work at, they'd probably be back on the new release wall.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, wait, we can make more money? Get them over there.
Hated that so much.
I know, right?
So much.
It's weird. They're out of business.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I know.
That's not really their fault. Yeah. There wasn't much more they could do there. They adapted as far as they could.
They actually hung on longer than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Let's be real about it.
For sure. Because that's pretty much it for video stores in this city. So,
Yes.
Aside from adult ones, of course. I think
Well,
there's still
yeah,
a few
I
of
mean,
those, which I don't
yeah.
understand how those hang around either with free fucking
Because
porn.
I think there's nefarious things that happen in them.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah.
There's that one that
Right.
you go over by the it's over by all the recycling
Oh, yeah.
plants and
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
on
yeah.
Detroit Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
and that parking lot's always full. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's quote unquote straight guys in there doing things.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if their public restrooms have little funny holes drilled in the walls.
For meat sandwiches, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's a food glory hole.
Right. Delicious.
Yeah, this is just to pass fucking hoagies through.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yep. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep. I was trying to think if I watched anything else as far as like, movies go. I don't watch a lot of movies, honestly. And a lot of times I go out in the living room and one of the Jurassic Parks will be on again and I just have seen them enough. Except maybe like the newer, of the Chris Pratt ones.
I mean, those are pretty good.
But I've only seen those like once, maybe twice, so I'm not like sick of those. But the other ones, yeah, I've had enough.
I don't know. I think Jurassic Park, the original, the OG.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could watch that just any time it's on.
I've just seen it so many times. Maybe you know what it is? I just need a break.
I mean, that's fair. It's been a while since I watched it, but I'm just saying.
And then I could probably watch it again because I always did enjoy it.
Right.
The other two are, but the first one is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Life finds a way.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've
heard.
Yep. Classic Dr. Malcolm.
Classic. Oh man. But yeah, I'm sitting here thinking too, I don't think I've watched shit besides the stuff I mentioned.
Yeah, the only other thing I've watched is wrestling, but and then WandaVision.
I'm haven't watched that since we started watching it, unfortunately.
Damn it, Tony, you're useless.
I am a piece of shit.
Dang it, man. Big things are happening. We can't talk about them.
I know. I keep seeing things pop up on the internet, so I'm like,
That's part
no
of
spoilers.
I originally was thinking like, oh man, this is going to play out in a like kind of mystery type of way. I'm like, maybe I'll just wait till they're all out and then binge it. And then that was what was going on is I'm like, God, it's really tough to dodge spoilers for that. So I'm like,
Right.
I'm just going to watch it when it drops basically so that I can.
Yeah, I need to for sure.
Only 3
But
left.
I know. I'm like, what? Am I 3 episodes behind now?
Yeah, because 6 was this past Friday because it
Yeah,
drops
so
every
I'm
Friday.
3 episodes behind, like a piece of trash.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say one thing about this episode, and it's a spoiler, but you won't care, is the intro to it. You know how they keep jumping forward.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah, which is
Malcolm.
cool.
It's Malcolm in the middle this time.
Oh, that's actually amazing.
And they did a really nice homage to Malcolm in the Middle. So, that's it. That's all I'll talk about. So,
All right, fair enough.
It's one of my favorite things now. Is I love how they adapt the house and everything to the show that they've mimicked and stuff. It's so unnecessary but enjoyable.
So amazing.
Yeah.
It really is great.
Yeah.
I mean, I just gotta catch up. Maybe tomorrow. I can start watching it again.
Sure.
It depends because I get really distracted by playing Skyrim again. I'll be honest.
That's understandable. Yeah.
I
saw. Are you starting over, or?
Yes.
Oh right, you were playing it on Xbox before, weren't you?
No, I yes and no.
Okay.
The reason I'm starting over is because I was watching Leah play.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I kind of feel like playing Skyrim again. And then we were just talking. And I was like, you know what? I have never played a straight rogue in that game. Like I'm talking like the I can't remember the name of the tree now. Like the conversation tree,
Okay.
where you get better at talking, like the charisma tree,
Okay.
the pickpocket tree. I've never completed those.
Oh, okay.
I've never done like the Bard's College stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna just play a straight rogue because my last character I was getting kind of sick of because I did the weird like became a werewolf thing. And I
Oh,
was just
yeah,
like,
that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah. So I was just like, I was like, you know what? Let's just start over again.
Well, I mean, that is one of the nice things about games like that, though, is you get incredible value that way,
Oh God, yeah.
and that you do get to play different things and get different,
Like
stories
I
and stuff.
guarantee there's stuff in that game I still haven't done.
Yeah, I don't doubt
You
it.
know?
Yeah, because it's a huge game.
Oh, it's goddamn massive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, but yeah, so it's become my thing again. All right, fucking tired. The old Skyrim
Yep.
again.
You're not the only one, though. I've seen quite a few people over the last month. Maybe it's just the quarantine stuff still, but,
Maybe, yeah.
I've seen a lot of people pick that game. I mean, also because, I think a lot of people have had a lot of time off up from that game. So then they're like looking for
That's
something
fair.
to play, and they're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll, like you were saying, like I'll do a different run through this time. And
I mean, that was I never would have honestly thought about playing it until I was watching Leah play, and I was like, oh,
yep,
God, I kind of missed that game,
yep, that'll do it.
And then there you go.
Yep.
Here we go again. I'm back in. God damn it.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, it is what it is.
I still never bought that game.
God damn it, Stuart. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. What's funny is I see it off and on for, $20 or less. And it always seems
Like
to
you've
be.
never played it, period?
I've played very little. Like I played through, the opening stuff that you play through.
Yeah.
And I've probably played, maybe a couple hours from that point. And, in those games, a couple hours is nothing. So
True.
I've not done much at all. I've watched a lot of it because I've watched you play, I've watched Jeannie play, and I've watched my nephew play. A
Right.
lot of it. So I've seen a lot of things in the game, but I've never really. A lot of it for a while was like I was always afraid of those games because their time sucks. It's hard to sit
They
down and
certainly
play.
are, man.
You know how it is. It's hard to sit down and play for. I just want to play half an hour. 'Cause, well, I'll just do this, and then you're like, oh, that quest is right here. I'll just do that real quick, and like 3 hours later, you're like, all right, I gotta go to bed.
That's exactly what it is, because that's what happened to me earlier. I was like, all right. Like I was just trying to do the base stuff you gotta do in the very beginning of the game so I could like start moving on and doing thief stuff.
Right, thief shit. Yeah.
Yeah, thief shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I forgot how long it takes to like get up there's this place, High Rothgar, to talk to the Greybeard. It takes fucking forever to get up there.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
can't,
you
like,
post
fast travel.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw you post about that, and I was like, that's one thing I do remember. I've seen that a few times, and that was my first thought was like, because watching someone play through it again, I'm like, really? You can't fast forward through this? It's like, ugh, that's bad game design. I understand. Like, the first time you play it, maybe make you go through it.
Right.
Or at least give you the option. It's like in Diablo, when you play, they have those long kind of like story things in between the chapters and stuff. But you can just hit X and fast forward past it. I watched it the first time I played, and that's all I need to see. I don't need to ever see it again,
Yeah, fair enough. But whatever. It's an amazing game. You should definitely buy it when you get a chance.
All right, fine. Jeez.
Just saying,
I
bro.
mean, what I need to do is, have $300 plus fall in my lap so I can get a Switch and get River City Ransom. That's what needs to happen.
Hell yeah. How cool was that?
That's what's up.
Yeah. It was like, I can't remember, I don't remember what the article was
I don't
called,
either,
but I was
yeah.
like, what? And I open up, I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I saw
River City Ransom, bro.
They're putting a bunch of like retro games up for free on, well, as long as you're whatever you call it for the year.
It's like, well, they have a, basically like an NES emulator and a Super Nintendo emulator built into it.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a shitload, and every maybe once a month they put a couple games on. They're always games that you've never heard of.
Yeah, I actually was in GameStop the other day, and they were like, "Here's this month's games, or here's the the next round of games," and I'm like, those are some deep cuts. Like I've heard of them,
it's
but
always like Omelet Fighter. You're like, what?
Man, I loved Omelet Fighter. No,
Like, oh yeah, it was only available in Super Famicom in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
which is kind of
I
cool
guess.
though, because it's a game that you're sure. Well, like for us, because we never got into like imports and stuff,
Yeah.
So for us, it's a guaranteed new game.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I don't know how good it'll be, but it's new.
Probably fucking terrible.
Probably.
But
There's probably a reason they didn't
But
port
every
it.
once in a while they put something cool out. You're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. And one of them is River Senior Ransom.
For sure. This is still one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought about it that way until I saw the headline of the article. I'm like, shit, that was like an open world game.
It was, because you think about how we played it and stuff too. We weren't like, oh man, we gotta just boom to the end. It was, we gotta go in every place and do this shit.
Oh, we gotta go get sushi. We gotta get massages.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotta go get the fucking Stonehands book.
Yep. Oh, for sure, you gotta get the Stonehands book.
You want to punch somebody once? Nah. Why punch them once? You can punch them 3 times real fast.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that game was the shit.
Yeah. I love that game so much.
I know.
It was funny
But-
too, because once we played that, I literally never wanted to play Double Dragon again. It just,
Double
I
Dragon was
just didn't care after that, because it didn't have all the extra cool stuff.
exactly.
It was so linear. It was okay, beat bad guys, go beat the game. Basically, it was like, okay, I did
Yep.
that, and
Yep.
I did like in that article. He pointed out that how like when you got food and stuff, it was like it didn't tell you what exactly it did. So
Yeah, I always just assumed the more expensive the food,
the better.
the better
Yeah.
it probably was.
Yep. Because it wasn't like we could pull up the internet in those days, for a walkthrough.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And if we rented it, there's no way in hell I had a book with it. So, well, even if the book had that stuff in it, we wouldn't have been able to find it. So, yeah. Whole
Yeah,
different
good times,
ballgame.
man.
Whereas now I'm sure there's a full walkthrough for it with a chart and all the things and,
all the things, all the stuff.
that I'm sure I would take advantage of.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So I saw they announced today that in Funko Pops they're making, and I don't know how to feel about this. They're making a they announced this before, but then they canceled the regular size one, but they're still putting out a 10-inch one, and it's a like how like Marvel had that zombies storyline. Well, they're doing a Black Panther one. And there's a lot of people that are kind of like, I don't know, man, that feels weird given that Chadwick Boseman died. Like, actually died. Not in the movie
yeah.
died, but I was like,
I mean, I kind of agree.
yeah,
That
it
seems
feels
a little
weird,
to make-
right? Yeah.
To make a zombie Black Panther when he's actually like dead and shit.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, I have no interest in it because there's only one of the zombies figures that I got, and it's a Magneto, just because I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, it was a Funko Shop exclusive, so there's a chance it might go up or something. But I got it just because I thought it was kind of cool. In fact, actually, this week I got they had a Deadpool, because this is like the 30th anniversary of Deadpool, so they're making a mess of silly Deadpool ones. And one I need to get is like I forgot what it's called. It's Deadpool, but he's like as a Tyrannosaurus, and he's holding like 2 swords. And that one,
that's pretty awesome.
that one for sure I have to get. And it's like a common too, which is, I'm so happy it's not a rare one. But there's a few of the 30th anniversary ones that are pretty funny that I might end up getting. And honestly, I've only got a few Deadpools over the years, so because I like Deadpool and stuff, but they made so many Deadpools.
Yeah, people for a while there were just jacking off
Yeah.
about Deadpool.
But I did get one from Funko Shop this week that's a little bigger one, and it's Deadpool. He's got a fake mustache on, and and it's like he's supposed to be like Sheriff Deadpool, I think they said, but he's
Right.
on one of those coin-operated horsies that would be like out in front of a store.
like in Myers.
Yeah.
You can come ride Penny for a penny.
Right.
Till COVID hit.
Yeah. Penny's taking a break now. It's like, yeah, Penny went to the farm, if you catch my drift.
Exactly. Penny's,
Penny's glue.
Exactly.
But I saw that Deadpool and was like, oh, I have to get that because it made me larf. But yeah,
Larf.
the Black Panther one though, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's just it's a hard pass for me. But it would be anyway. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the zombies line anyway.
Right, but
So,
I mean,
it's just
it's zombie Black Panther.
there were a lot of people that were posting like when Funko they were kind of like too soon type stuff, and I was like,
It's like if they were, if they were doing a fucking just like an in memoriam Black Panther.
yes.
Like, okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually surprised they didn't, because they easily could have just put out another Black Panther pop with like a special packaging again on Funko Shop,
Right.
and I'm sure it would have sold out.
But
yeah, this one I think
zombie.
I have a feeling a lot of people are going to kind of feel the same way about this one, to where it's like, obviously there's going to be completionists that are, like, well, I got all the other zombie ones, I got to get, but it is a 10-inch one too. They canceled the 4-inch one.
Right.
And they're making like it's a 10-inch. I think it's like a Walmart exclusive or something too. And I was like, yeah, I'm curious to see if I see that at Walmart, or if those just like if they sell or if they just sit. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either. That's just.
I mean,
weird.
it wouldn't stop me from buying it if I liked the character and stuff, but it is just kind of a weird move.
It's a very weird move.
So yeah. Have you heard about how McDonald's has got the Pokemon Happy Meals right now?
Yeah. Oh God, and like adults are.
Dude.
Yeah, I have
Buying boxes, like buying all the store has, basically. It's some of
heard that.
them.
Yeah, for goddamn Pokemon cards.
It reminds me of when they had Beanie Babies the first time.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I saw
Yeah.
that. Saw that headline.
Yeah, because I remember my brother was going around buying the Beanie Babies.
They should just be. I mean, I know there's really nothing you can do,
Yeah.
but shit, that's annoying.
Well, the problem, I think, is that you have something that like right now, I think eBay reported that sales of Pokemon cards are up like 500% over the last couple years.
Oh, really?
Anything trading cards, like, dude, you remember like top loaders,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm talking about? You remember those used to be like $2 a pack?
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah,
$12 a pack now. That's how hot like cards have gotten.
Why?
Because-
What's going on?
Because people are putting like every card they get basically in these things now to protect them. In Magic, even, dude, they have deck protectors that go over deck protectors, so that your cards are it'll, how there'd be the opening at the top of the thing? They have ones that you put on the opposite way, essentially, so that it's completely protected.
Oh my God.
Because the cards have gotten so valuable. Pokemon cards have been just rocketing in value. And now you've got like celebrities that are jumping in and talking about how trading cards are the money of the future. You've got guys that have gotten out of, like a lot of the people who jumped out of Bitcoin a while, years ago, that made a shit ton originally. They've looked for other places to put their money, and Magic became one of them. Well, now sports cards have become it. And now it's Pokemon cards, and the value on this stuff is
crazy.
insane. Yeah. And it's like I went to McDonald's with my mom last week, and she ordered a Happy Meal. I didn't even know they had the Pokemon thing, so I have one of the packs here.
Oh,
And
fair enough.
I was like, geez, it's just. But then I started reading about them because I looked them up more of that. Not that I was immediately like, ooh, I'm going to sell this, but more of I wonder if anyone is selling these because they're Pokemon cards. And sure enough, man, I get home and I look and I'm like, holy shit. Like, there's people that have huge lots of these on, but McDonald's from the beginning didn't put a limit on them.
Have they now? Or who knows?
Okay.
I mean, they
Go
probably
ahead.
should if they haven't.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and what they did was they left it up to the individual stores to
Yeah,
make
that's
these
dumb.
things. And the stores, a lot of them, they didn't bother. And
Right.
the problem is that a lot of the stores didn't put any sort of limit in place until they already had people literally showing up before they were open, waiting for them to open.
Stop it. Get help, people.
Yeah, but this is the culture now. Like a friend of mine posted, she lives in California, and there's a Funko store there. And she was like, every day here's part of the line for the Funko store. And it's this huge line. And because they put out,
They put out,
exclusives.
like, exclusives and stuff.
Yeah. And people just, it's just the way that kind of stuff has become. The collector's stuff. The real problem with the collector's thing is that it isn't just a collector's market. Now you have people with a lot of money getting into these collector's markets. So
They're
now,
like, oh, that's an investment.
Yep. Well, I read an article about a guy who there's a baseball player named Mike Trout, who's one of the best players in baseball, right? There was one of the card companies did a series where there's like, I don't know, like let's say 20 of a card of his that's signed, right?
Right.
So this guy went and he's been buying and paying more than market value for them, so that essentially his goal is to get controlling share of of the 20, so that he can then dictate the market on it.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
But that's what these people with these huge amounts of money, that's what some of them are doing. And that's where the problem is because they're driving prices way up, It's like you remember back in the day in Magic when we'd go to trade with somebody and in their binder they'd have a shit ton of like Black Lotuses or Power or whatever, and you're like, come on, man, trade some of that off so other people can have,
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're just hoarding. And, don't get me wrong, in the end, I'm sure they probably made a killing on it, but, it's the problem with, and I've seen a lot of parents, complaining about having to tell their kids they can't get the Pokemon cards. And I'm like, well, this is where your kids got to learn a lesson about being into something that's a collectible.
Yeah, for sure, right?
You're not going to be able to get everything. Look, I love Funko Pops, but aside from the not having the money to get all the ones I want, there's certain ones I just couldn't get because they sold out. I just, couldn't get them. Like, remember when I talked about the Johnny Bravo one?
Yeah.
I wanted that thing so bad, and they sold out. I didn't get one. I still haven't gotten one, So, but that's part of, being into something collectible.
Right, exactly.
So, it's a sucky lesson, and I feel bad for the kids that do want these cards, but, especially considering it's supposed to be a McDonald's Happy Meal gimmick.
Yeah, it's a kid's meal.
Supposed to be for kids.
I think that's just what annoys the shit out of me, honestly.
I have to say this, though. One thing I absolutely have to say about this is the biggest pieces of shit are the ones where the McDonald's will tell them you can't just buy the cards, you have to get the food too. And I've heard about some of these people have just thrown the food away. It's like, seriously, find somebody in need and give them the food.
Yeah.
Like I've read, I don't know how many of them, stories where there's people who've bought a bunch and then they've taken the food to like a shelter and given it to people at the shelter or whatever. It's like, please do something.
Yeah, don't just throw it away. There's so much food waste that happens already.
Right. And there's so many hungry kids and people. Like, if you're going to do that and you have a shit ton, contact a school or something and find out if there's kids in need, or you do something like that.
Do something. Or just eat it and be a fat piece of shit.
Or that, yeah. Like 500 Happy Meals sitting at home.
Like, whatever, keep them coming.
Yep.
I'm starving.
Like, I don't even care with all the bank I'm going to make on these cards. I can afford lipo.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I mean, I can't hate people for reselling because I've done it for years, but I try hard not to be that, like, take things from kids guy. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm in a store and there's a toy or something that I'm like, oh man, I can make money on this, but I see a kid looking at it, I'll step back and just let the kid have it. I've always been that way. I just can't. I mean, unless I want it for myself, then stiff arm right in the face.
Yeah, then fuck you, kid.
Yeah. But
that's what I say.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Should have got here sooner, Johnny.
That's what it's like to be an adult.
Yep.
Piece of trash.
But I just can't, I I always tried to lose. I always try to keep in mind what it would be like as I've been a collector over the years. Like when I've gone to where I'm just trying to get something for myself, and I'll see something with like somebody with like 10 of what I want, and it's like, oh, come on, man, you know?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm petty enough that I'll go to the manager and be like, hey, that guy's got 10. Make him give me one, basically.
That's for me now.
Yep. And
that's for me.
They usually do, because, you know, I'll be like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll contact your corporate and
hey, you piece of trash.
tell them what's up.
Yeah, what's up, motherfucker?
But if it's for something to resell, it's like, well, I got beat. You know, somebody got here before me. Oh well, shit happens.
Done got beat.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's the cards thing. I'm so glad I got out of playing any of the collectible card games, because any of them that catch on, the value, especially Pokemon and Magic, you know, more than anything, of course, but just they're ungodly expensive now, and so many people are getting them. And people are getting them graded, which takes more of them off of the playing market. You know, it's like I still feel like what needs to happen is Pokemon and Magic. They need to just start reprinting the cards, because they're.
I mean, that would be hilarious, actually.
Yeah, you know, because you don't have to overdo it. Just but you can make a few. Although, in fairness, Funko's getting a lot of shit from people there's been a lot of restocks popping up lately at stores where it's like a pop that hasn't been out for like 2 years, and all of a sudden Hot Topic has more of them.
Really?
Yeah, and people are like, where the hell did these come from? Like 2 years? You can't tell me they had some in the warehouse, you know, like.
I mean, you
maybe?
Never know, I guess.
Yeah, probably not, though. I got a feeling what it is they probably have a contract with Funko that says kind of like, hey, if we order, we can order more if we want to.
Right.
Because like the Burt Macklin is a perfect example. The Burt Macklin
Macklin.
No, Burt Macklin. Real quick, speaking of, there's going to be a Duke Silver.
I mean, there better be. I'm surprised there hasn't been one already.
Yeah, there's going to be one. You know for sure I got to get that. But
Duke Silver. I mean,
I'm waiting for a Johnny Karate one. I'm surprised they haven't made one of that yet.
Right.
Anyway, so the Burt Macklin pop, when it first came out, it was a Hot Topic exclusive, and it sold out like immediately.
Of course.
And they immediately were like $100. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting one of those ever.
Yeah, right.
And then one day, one of the accounts that I follow was like, you know, like recently, a few months ago, was like, hey, Burt Macklin's back up on Hot Topic. And I'm like, well, so I ordered it. Got him, no problem. Yeah, they go for about $20 now.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't care, because I just wanted one.
Yeah, you just want to have it have it.
You know, but it's why I said with the pops, there's a lot of them that, like, if the market completely crashed on them, I'd be like, meh, you know, because I just dig the things. But there's also Funko's doing, like, new poses of characters that they made before. So, and the thing is, like, the original pose was basically just a real generic, hi, I'm standing here pose. And the newer ones, a lot of them have a little more action pose or something to them. So it's like, for me, I'd rather have the action pose.
Well, yeah, for sure.
You know, way cooler. So, anyway.
You're not wrong.
So, you know, that tinkers with the markets and stuff too. But, yeah, I don't know. I hate how so many things that are fun just the collectability turns into greed, which makes it less fun to collect things.
Yeah, that's always kind of been my problem with a lot of that shit too.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like if I'm collecting something and all of a sudden it feels like I can never get what I'm trying to collect, I'm going to be done collecting that pretty quickly.
Yes.
You know, because I'm like, you know, especially like me, I don't have a ton of money to throw into whatever, you know, like I can't afford to play Magic anymore. There's no way.
Yeah. Not with actual cards and shit.
No. You know, I mean, I could play on like Arena where it's free-ish, you know. It's technically free, but you don't have, like, you still need cards, so you have to kind of grind or buy to, you know, buy packs.
Right.
So you're literally still buying cards.
Yeah, fair enough.
But there's no secondary market, you know, there's no trading, there's none of that on it. So
yeah. Ow. Goddamn.
Although a lot of people do wish there was trading in it. Because, if
Right.
you're sitting there going, well, I have like 90 of this one card.
And sure, it would be great to get rid of these guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked. You might be able to sell it back to the store for something, I don't know. But whatever.
Whatever, Trevor.
Yep. So, there we go.
I mean, let's just, I think we can all sum it up by just saying adults ruin everything.
It's so true. It is so true. Well, what's funny is our generation, I feel like in a lot of ways is to blame for this because
I agree.
our generation chases our childhood and we kind of started that trend more.
Yeah.
Because other generations have done it, Like I remember Jen's stepdad had a lot of stuff that would have been out from his youth, and there are a lot of people who do that, but it's like our generation was like, man, we gotta go buy Transformers and G.I. Joes and blew the price on original figures of that up. And then when they made new ones, it was like, oh my God, I gotta get all these too,
Holy shit. It's true.
So I kind of feel like we're to blame for that.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I don't feel as much like our generation's to blame for the like Pokemon and Magic inflation because we were the people who pretty much sold it when it was valuable, but not like holy, like, oh, I just got $50,000 for a Black Lotus,
Right. They're a couple $100.
Yeah, I remember when $300 was too much for one of those. Literally, there was one that recently sold at auction for $50,000.
Yeah.
It's graded, of course, But,
Well, of course, but yeah.
Jesus. Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Anyway, so
Anywho,
that's all I got. You got anything else?
that's all I got too, man.
All right.
Man.
All right, man.
That's all I got, man.
All right, man. Well, let's move into Q of the W.
Let's see here. Last week, Brian,
Mm-hmm.
at Facebook, we asked everybody if you can instantly stop or quit any bad habit without any work, which habit do you choose? This one didn't get as much love like the previous weeks did. On Face page, Jeff from Hobie, he says procrastination.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That is a good one.
Mm.
Stop putting it off. Just do it.
Yeah.
So stupid. On Instagram, I did get some decent love on Instagram here.
All right.
We got our pal Casey Pierce. She's probably our top fan on Instagram, maybe. She says, biting my fingernails. Massage therapy is my day job. So I'm a gross SOB.
I feel her on that because I've fought with that my whole life. And the longest I went, not doing it was working at the video stores because you start doing it and then you remember all the things that you've seen come back on those cases.
Right. You're like,
yeah, and then you're like, oh, God, what am I doing? Because I'm literally
Jesus
putting
Christ,
all
what
of
am
that
I
in my
ingesting?
face. Yeah. So, nope.
Prado God. Nice. Says not exercising / diet / being a fat fuck.
Rubenesque, my friend. Rubenesque.
Rubenesque. Philip says not working out regularly. It comes and goes in spurts. Then watching that gym membership fee leave my bank account wouldn't be so bad.
Oh, yeah. The last time I had a gym membership, that was the problem, was I didn't go enough. And I mean, a lot of people, that's the problem. But it was just like, it just killed me because the one thing I hate more than anything is like, how, like, whatever it is in life where you realize you're going to be like short a little money in your account and you're going to get that overdraft fee or you're just like, God damn, like I'm just handing money away. Literally and I don't have it, but I'm literally just, here you go. Here's $40 because I'm stupid, type of a thing. And, so that's how I felt with the gym thing too, is it was like, God, I'm just giving away money.
Right.
But I also understand that's how gyms make their real money. So
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true. And the last one I got is from the Disco Daddy Down Under, Angry Oz. He says, picking my nose and rubbing it in people's eyes. Also heroin.
Yeah, those are both probably things to work on giving up, especially the nose picking one.
Yeah, heroin, that's all right.
Yeah.
Chase that dragon, buddy.
I mean, sure. Why not?
That's all I right there.
All right. Well, I got one from Cheeto, which is, he says he would quit being so passive. I'm typically super chilled and just go with the flow. Sometimes even when I don't agree, I'll just roll with it simply because I just don't want to deal with the drama or confrontation or whatever.
Fair enough.
Also understandable.
Yes.
Because a lot of times it is just maybe not air quote easier, but also easier, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're literally biting through your bottom lip to not say something, but, you know, it just won't do any good.
Exactly.
Or it'll just cause a friction.
Yeah, exactly.
And not the good kind.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so there you go. That's last week's. Now, if the document will load, we'll have one for this week. I really got to dig some more questions up. I'm getting low on questions.
I know, right, man? Right, man?
Yeah, I got lazy and gone in and looked for a while. All right, 1 through 12.
3.
3. All right. All right. Your pet has hired a human sitter. What are some of their instructions on how to care for you?
A human sitter.
Yeah.
So the pet has hired a human sitter. The pet's got to go tell the human sitter what I need.
Yes.
Okay. Well, currently it's going to be he's going to need his earbuds charged so he can listen to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to need his boards clean so he can do stuff in the kitchen.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And he's going to need ice cold Topo Chico on deck at all times because that's my new sparkling water choice. It's delicious.
All right, fair enough. That's funny.
Yeah.
Let's see, what would mine be? Mine would be make sure his water bottle is filled with cold water because I don't like drinking warm water.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm a fancy John. Make sure his iPad is charged because he likes to read comics before he goes to bed. Let's see, what else is there? I don't know. Don't tuck the sheets in because he likes to stick his feet out from under the blankets at night.
I mean, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Is there anything worse? You can go to extend your legs and your ankles basically break.
Terrible. So,
like, what is this shit?
Yeah. No fan of that at all. So, yeah, there you go. And I guess, like always keep a couple cold ones on deck because you never know.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
So if you can get down with that, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. So there you go. There's your question of the week, which once again is, your pet has hired a human sitter. What are some of their instructions on how to care for you?
And, fucking where is it?
Show me what you got.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Guess that's an episode. And, head on over to saltylanguage.com. Click all the links. You can find the link to the network we're part of.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Tangent Bound Entertainment. And, tell Mark that Tony misses him.
Like deeply and stuff.
Yeah. And,
deeply.
Whoa. If you want to hit us up on Salty Media, if you want to hit us up on social media, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony, although, barely, let's be honest, I'm barely on Twitter.
Yeah,
but The Monotony on Instagram, it's a good shot. Find me there, and we're Salty Language on TikTok, Salty Language Pod on YouTube. It's all at saltylanguage.com. Let's be real.
Yep. So, yeah.
For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee.
Oh, I was going to say time marches on.
Oh, yeah, that too.
All right. So I guess with that, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay snowy.
Yeah.
You bastards.
Yeah. And don't forget to put out your moon water.
I mean, if you need it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you could just wait and just get all kinds of sun water.
True.
We're going to go down this rabbit hole with our buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll report back.
Yeah.
All right.